Hi, my name is Miss Carrie Young. I am the special education teacher. Thank you so much for joining us here today for this MET meeting, Multidisciplinary Evaluation Team Report. So we are meeting on behalf of Connor Manizales, and there are several of us here today. We have, so myself, I'm the chairperson. I'm also the special education teacher. And again, my name is Miss Carrie Young. Then we also have with us here today, we have Connor's mother. Would you like to introduce yourself? Perfect, thank you. So that's Hannah Chilequiles. Thank you, Hannah. That's Connor's mother. And then we also have the district psychologist, Mrs. Q. Schadenfreude. And thank you so much for joining us here today. You're going to add a wealth of knowledge for us to this conversation on how we can best help and support Connor as our student in our school, and also all of the teachers here who are working with him. Thank you. And then we also have one more person in the flesh today, our case manager and also school district representative, Mrs. C. Baskin, who is our principal. Thank you so much for being here today to speak on behalf both of Connor and of our district and what the resources are that we have available to help serve him to the best of our abilities. You are aware of our limitations and also what we know as a district that makes us successful. So thank you so much for being here today. Then I have right here a note in writing. The general education teacher, unfortunately, she could not be here with us today, but Mrs. Wrangler, the first grade teacher, she has given me all of this information. So I will read it when the time is appropriate. So that's all of us here today. The purpose of our meeting, again, is a multidisciplinary evaluation team report meeting. So we're just going to go over the report and make sure that we are doing everything we can to the best of our abilities, that Connor is improving, that we're seeing improvements with him and what we're doing, and to make sure our goals are clear, and this is the route we want to take with him and with our school and all of that. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that all the information is correct. So let's just make sure. Does this look correct? Is that your address? Is that your phone number? All of that's correct information? And this is his birthday? Okay, perfect. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm just going to make a note that that's all correct. Beautiful. All right, and now we want to review the student's history. So I just want to make sure he is in first grade, correct? Okay, great. And this is his first year in first grade. Okay, great. And he started the year in the general education classroom. Great. And he did not have an IEP or a 504 plan when he came with us? Oh, he did. Okay, great. You know what? Actually, I see that in my notes, so I'll just make sure that I double highlight that and make note of that. Great. Okay. So school services that he was receiving, we weren't really clear on that because he hasn't been in the district prior to this year, but now he is in the district, and we're making sure that the accommodations and modifications that we're doing are supporting him in his academic endeavors. Also, I see social behavioral is also on here, and that's an area that we've marked for improvement. So we want to make sure that everything we do and all of our goals are definitely helping him to be more successful academically and also socially and behaviorally. Great. And special health problems, there are no food allergies, nothing beyond the scope of what is in the IEP. Yep, perfect, great. And then other agencies that he's been referred to, or Miss Hannah Chilequiles, have you been referred to any services? Is there any place you know that's been very helpful for you guys, your family, or for him individually? Oh, great. Okay, perfect. So that place down the street, yep, that privately owned company, I'm aware that they offer social support groups and things like that for families, also for children. Have you checked into that? Oh, perfect. Great. And was it beneficial? Oh, great. So will you be returning? Yes? Oh, perfect. That's going to be so great. So I'm going to mark that down so that it's in our notes that you are pursuing that route also. Okay, great. So, a summary, Mom, you had some concerns though when he was a child. You checked into that, the speech and language portion of everything. Yep, great. And then if he, if speech, he can't make the sounds and say the sounds, then that's going to impact his writing and also his spelling, which we can already see that he's low there, and that's a struggle for him. So if he can't say and produce the words that come out of his mouth, for example, if he tries to read a V word and it comes out, he tries to read TH like the, and he actually makes the V sound when he reads it, V, because he can't get that tongue up there for the, then he's going to spell it, and we're going to see more spelling errors because he's spelling phonetically and he can't make those sounds that those letters are. So good. Yep, just make sure. We've already noted that as a possible concern, that it's impacted his reading and his writing, that's a challenge for him. And so, yep, make sure that private entity that you are working with them, because I know they have speech and language pathologists in-house that can help you also. And he's not being seen for speech, but I do know that will impact and continue to impact his ability to read and to write if he cannot produce those sounds, with his mouth. So very good. The summary of his reports. So now I will go ahead and read the letter from his general education teacher. She says, Connor is a joy to have in class. He will use his words in terms of social behavioral. He will use his words to say complimentary and kind things with the peers in his class. Some of the issues that he has, however, are that he has a poor attention span, that he struggles with self-regulation, that the sustained attention is really one of the bigger issues that we see. He also has refusal to work, which sometimes goes hand in hand with that attention span. And then those kind things that he said suddenly come out malicious and hurtful to the teacher and also to his peers. But he does have that sense to be compassionate, and we see that where he tries to be good and say nice, kind things and to be complimentary, but he just, he gets tired maybe. It's exhausting, to behave all the time, and he struggles with self-regulation. So we see those things. They do impact his ability to function in the general education classroom quite a bit, and so we are referring him to full day resource room in special education class with me, Mrs. Young, as a special education teacher. And that will be great. There are 2 other children who are with me full day, so he will not be alone with me. And with those other students, Connor will have the opportunity to build those social skills, build self-regulation tools, and all of that. So we are really looking forward to that. We've also seen that his scores and his classroom work scores and also his Galileo testing scores have gone down because of that general education classroom setting. It is not the least restrictive environment for him in there. It is restrictive for him, and so we believe that moving him into the resource room full time, that will really, really help him, and that he will be able to improve his scores. So Ms. Hannah Chilaquiles, I just want to review that this is what was decided at the last meeting, and this is what the data shows, and review that, yes, this is what we want to do moving forward. Ms. Hannah Chilaquiles, is that still a good thing? Okay, great. We're still on the same page. And Miss School Psychologist? Yes, thank you. Miss School Psychologist Miss Q. Schadenfreude, is there anything you would like to add to this meeting? Right, yes, on the child's behalf, and that's why we're all here, is to advocate for the child. We've seen that his scores have been affected in the general education classroom, his work has been affected, and we don't want that moving forward. Yes, so full day resource, that will help him. Great. Okay, and then that's the recommended placement. Now if we could all sign the forms. Yeah, just to say that you're here. Thank you so much, and I'll make sure, yes, we'll make sure that we have Miss Wrangler sign her letter that though she's not here in the flesh, we have heard her what she has to add to us. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, and that calls the meeting. Thank you so much. Everyone will receive a copy within the next week. Thank you so much. Bye.